Okay. Well, welcome, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Renee Roberts, and I am a registered functional nutrition coach and health coach. And I am founder of Nourish to Live RX. And I also like to call myself a vitality coach because I help you sleep better and have more energy throughout the day and just feel amazing. So during the session, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat. I'd also love to hear where you're coming from, so feel free to type that in the chat as well. You can also type any questions you have in the Q&A box, or feel free to raise your hand during the session, and I can bring you on audio, and you can then ask your question directly. I'd like to introduce our guest speaker for this evening. Our guest speaker is Janine Williams, and Janine is going to go over 3 ways to connect with yourself on a deeper level. So she'll end the session tonight with a guided visualization meditation, which will connect you back home to yourself on a deeper level. So Janine is a certified empowerment coach and energy healer who specializes in working with moms, teachers, nurses, and other frontline heroes who are beyond exhausted and have lost their sense of themselves. She guides her clients back home to self, where they will regain their energy, love for life, inner peace, and inner power, while opening the channels to their intuition. So Janine, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm super excited about this session.
Oh, thank you, Renee, so much for this opportunity to connect with your group of beautiful ladies, and I believe you have gentlemen too, within your Fabulous Over 40. I am also Fabulous Over 40, so I can relate to each and every one of everyone that's here. So thank you, I appreciate. All right. So do you mind if I
Go
start?
for it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Awesome. Okay, so like I had said to Renee, and what she just presented to you all is just 3 ways to connect to ourselves. So I did put in the group, what does coming back home to yourself mean to you? Can anyone, you can put it in the chat. Let's see does anyone want to share? What does that mean to you? What resonates with you? I love interaction. So if you would like to share, I would love to hear or read, I should say. No,
well, I can certainly.
Okay. You want to share?
We may play shy. Sometimes we do. But it's funny because I'm quite interested because I've never heard of that saying before. So I'm quite interested to see how it works coming back home to self. I guess it's almost like maybe grounding. That's what I think of, like grounding myself, just really focusing on myself, getting back into the moment. That's what I think of. I don't know if that's right, but
you know what? There's no right or wrong. There's different levels, and yes, that is part of it. But what I was shown, because I am an intuitive, so what I was shown is coming back home to self is coming back to the heart, because home is where the heart is. So there's actually, and science has actually proven this, but there is this intelligent piece in our heart that when we create a coherence between the brain and the heart, then we get the answers that we need to know. That is for us. So we're each individually connected to our own heart, which is our home. And then that connects us to the divine, God, source, that which is greater. So, whatever you believe that is greater than us. So that's what coming back home to self is. But there's 3 areas to balance that. And there really, it's not anything that we really already don't know, but it's on a deeper level. And of course, our webinar here is only an hour long. So the work that I do takes a little bit longer than an hour. So I'm just going to sum it up. The first, yes.
One question, I just wanted to say, some people did put some comments in the chat in Facebook. So I just wanted, before we go on, what Ada had said is it means taking care of what your interests are, or realizing what you love.
Okay, yes, okay.
So
beautiful.
Anyway, yeah,
Thank
and
you.
then Yeah, we got a few likes as well. So
Okay, awesome. Okay, so the first is our body. We come back into our body. And what does that look like? Well, it's taking care of the body in the sense of what are we feeding our body? Our body is our temple. Are we eating foods that our body thrives in? And this is the kind of work that Renee does. It's not a one size fits all, right, Renee? It's figuring out what is best for your individual body. So it's coming back to the body, learning how to listen to those whispers, because our body is constantly communicating with us, but we just have to be consciously aware to listen to those little whispers, because we really don't want to hear or feel the smack upside the head when we're not paying attention to the little whispers. So that's one area. The second is the mind. Who are we being? What are you thinking? What are you feeding your brain? That is so crucial because it triggers different parts of our brain, like our parasympathetic and our sympathetic nerve response, which then, of course, controls how our body works, whether our body is going to be in that fight or flight, and then that affects our immune system, and then our body can't heal the way it's always been designed to heal. But that's the reason why it's looking at the body, it's looking at the mind. Are you thinking of words, or are you reacting that is going to be for your highest good and propel you to what brings joy in your life or what your purpose is? So again, there's so many different layers to it. We're obviously not going to be able to touch on all of them, but that just gives you somewhat. And then the last piece is the spirit. Now, the spirit is the energy piece. Now, this is where a lot of people may scratch their head and go, what is she talking about? That's a little woo-woo-y for me. But then again, some of you, it may resonate. So I challenge you to consciously pay attention to your body as I talk about this piece. Do you feel any sensations? Did you get chills? Did you get a tingle? Did you get some warmth in your body? So I challenge you to pay attention to that. So the energy piece is our soul piece. Our soul is pure energy. So we have this electromagnetic field around each of our bodies, just like the earth has. And we can, if we are grounded, like, Renee was saying, feeling grounded, then the energy is balanced. It's that ebb and flow, like water flowing in a stream. If the energy is off, if we're not moving those emotions through us, that's the energy, so it's all connected to our nervous system, then we can create, think of it as boulders in a river or a pond. What happens when you have so many blocks, big boulders? Then the water can't flow properly. Well, that's how energy flows through us. And if we don't move it through, ground ourselves, then we can create a disconnect within our body. And that's sometimes how diseases are started within us as well. Because where we have dis-ease, we create disease. Does that make sense? Now I only see Renee's face, so I can't see the rest of you. If that makes sense, type yes in the comment, whether it's on Facebook or in here, so we can see.
we're getting a few more comments on Facebook as well.
Okay.
I think it was to your previous things, but listening to your body, pain, aches, and other obvious realizations.
Yes.
We are what we think, so think good things. Always stay in positivity. There are times when one feels down, but true one's soul is the major factor. And then we've got a bunch of yeses. Sandy, Ada, Carol, they're all saying yes from Facebook.
Beautiful. So yes, our thoughts create our emotions. So if you're thinking good thoughts, that is a great step, but you have to feel those thoughts. You have to believe those thoughts. It all goes back to belief. Do you believe what you are saying and what you're thinking? Because some people will say, fake it till you make it. Well, when you consciously are aware of, practicing, if you do mantras or if you read devotions, are you feeling those emotions? So when you say certain words, where do you feel it in your body? Do you feel it in your stomach, which is your solar plex? Do you feel it in your heart, which is your heart chakra? Do you feel it in your throat, which is your throat chakra? Do you feel it in your forehead between your eyebrows, which is your third eye chakra? Do you feel it in your head, which is your crown chakra? And then sometimes if you feel it in your lower extremities, maybe in your groin area, that is your, oh my God, I just lost a blank, your sacral. And then of course, your lower extremities is your root. So when you say those words, feel where you feel them in your body. And the more you do that, the more you are stepping into being home, understanding that your truth is here. So the exercise that I'm going to do tonight, it is a visualization meditation. And I asked everyone to, if you may not feel stuck or in pain, to write that down, because we're going to set an intention, and you don't have to put it in here. Keep it private. It's okay. None of us, we don't need to know. This is between you and your higher self, you and the divine, okay? This is a safe place. So if you want to share, then we're open, but you can keep it to yourself. We're going to set the intention that on this journey, when you surrender to whatever is supposed to come up for you, that is for your highest good, I want you to set the intention to receive the message that you need to receive on the area that maybe you're feeling stuck in, or if you're feeling pain, on clearing that pain from you. Okay, does that make sense to everyone?
I think so.
Okay. So does anybody, before we go any further, does anybody have any questions or you want to say anything?
I had a quick question. So is this just like saying your affirmations as well? You mentioned mantras, so I don't know really if mantra is the same as affirmation, but again, because you hear so many things about doing your daily affirmations and whatever. So it's the same thing. You got to feel those affirmations. You can't just say them.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Okay. That is where, we've all heard of like vision boards, right? Mm-hmm. So a vision board, you can put all these wonderful things on your vision board, but if you don't feel that house that you want, or that car that you want, or that money in your bank account that you want, if you don't feel like you already have it, then you're not aligned with it. You have to feel it in your body in order for it to manifest in your presence, okay? So I'm going to say one more thing, because I think this is very important because of everything that we see going on in the outside world, okay? We can make two choices. We can get caught up in all of that, and we will just create more of that, because remember, it's emotions. Or we can listen to the emotions and choose a different way of thinking and looking at what's going on. Focus on what you want to experience. Focus on the world you want to create, because we create that from the inside, and we project it outward. And you never hear people talk about that, but that is the power that each and every one of us has. Okay? All right. Is everyone ready?
Good to go.
Okay, awesome. So I want everyone to just close your eyes. And I'm going to close my eyes with you. And I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose, expanding your belly all the way out. So deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're going to continue to take these big belly breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And this is a perfect time to set your intentions. What is it that you need to know for your highest good? And then whatever it is that you want to know, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now as you breathe in through your nose, I want you to imagine white light coming in through your nose. Breathe in. Breathe out. And as you continue to breathe deep into your nose, I want you to keep on imagining that white light. And if you have any thoughts that pop in your mind, just imagine them like clouds floating by. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out of your mouth. You're feeling this warmth of relaxation from your head down over your shoulders, into your torso, down your legs. It's a peaceful, calming feeling. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now in your mind's eye, I want you to see or imagine 7 steps going down. I want you to feel each step on your feet as you start to go down. 7, 6, 5, 4, feel your feet. 3, 2, 1. To the left of you, you will see a golden door. I want you to open that door and step through it. Straight ahead, you will see 3 more steps to go down. I want you to feel your feet as you go down them. 3, 2, 1. When you get to the bottom, there is a white door. I want you to open it. Do not look in it and do not walk through it. But to your right, you're going to see an elevator. We're going to go down 3 flights. Step into the elevator and press the number 1 button. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. When the doors open, you see another gold door. I want you to open the door. And when you walk into the door, you are going to see either a meadow, a beach, a park. And I want you to remember what you see. Where are you standing? Are you standing in a beach? Are you standing in a meadow? Are you standing in the woods? What do you see? Pay attention. And now I want you to walk down a hall where you see a light, a beaming light. It feels inviting. It feels familiar to you. I want you to continue to walk toward the light. Once you reach the light, I want you to stand under it. As you're standing under it, there will be a door that you can see in front of you. Pay attention to the color of that door. Everyone's door is going to be a different color. I want you to walk toward that door as your entire body is lit up like a lamp. And I want you to stand at that door. And if you feel called to go into that door, I want you to go into that door. If you do not feel called to go into that door, I want you to look to your left, look at the color of that door, and then go through that door. Once you walk into that door, you are going to see a blue chair. Sitting in that blue chair is an old, wise man. As he sees you coming closer to the chair, he will stand up and he will let you sit down. Sit down and get comfortable. Take a deep breath in and out. The wise man places his hands on the side of your head. And as you feel the warmth of his hands, you have this surge of love, unconditional love and acceptance flowing through your body. And now in front of you, I want you to see a book. This book has a message for you. The message is going to be different for each and every one of you. But before you read that message, this is the time that I want you to ask the question, what is it that I need to know that is for my highest good? Whether it's an area you feel stuck in, an area you feel pain. If you have physical pain, ask the wise old man to place his hand in the area that is in pain. As you're sitting there, I want you to see or imagine this beautiful green light swirling in your chest, like a vortex. It's just spinning faster and faster. And the faster it spins, the happier you become, the more at home you become. Take a deep breath in and out. And now I want you to place your hand over that vortex, over your heart. I want you to stand up, keeping your hand on your heart. Thank the old wise man for his love and acceptance and healing. Walk over to the book and look down. This book has a message for you. What is that message? Pay attention. Whatever you see or feel, you may see words, you may feel the words. Trust and surrender that the message that you are receiving is exactly what you need to know. Take a deep breath in and out. I now want you to walk out of the room. And as you walk out of the room, down the hall, you see a cliff, a beautiful cliff. And when you reach the end of the cliff, you look down and you see a beautiful ocean. It's clear, no rocks. It's just flowing beautifully. And as you stand there, I want you, if you feel it in your heart, to say, I surrender to what is for my highest good. Keep your eyes closed. And on the count of 3, I want you to jump off. And as you jump off, you're gliding. You're gliding all the way down into the water. And as you gently submerge, it's like you floated down there. You now are cleansing yourself from what was old, and you're emerging to what is new, your new possibility. You're being home with self, understanding the power lives within you. Your hair is wet. You feel refreshed. You feel so much love and peace. Take one last deep breath. Deep breath in. And when I count to 3, you're going to open your eyes and come back. 1, 2, 3. Wake up. So Renee, since you're the only person I can see, I would like to hear anyone's experience. I know what I saw. Would you like to share what you saw, Renee?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Where do you want me to start?
Whatever you feel called to share.
Well, I saw a red door. I know you said it could be whatever color, so my color door was red. When I opened that red door, there was the blue chair, but it was one of those, it looked like an IKEA chair or one of those old style school chairs with like the wooden legs. Not very comfortable looking chairs, but that's what I saw. When you first asked what you saw through one of the doors, I saw a beach. Yeah, and so it was interesting. The message that I got was that it's going to be okay. That's what I got.
Okay, beautiful.
So yeah, but it was interesting because I could almost predict what you were going to do. Like at the end of the hall, you know, I felt the cliff before you even said it. It was kind of weird, and it clipped over an ocean. So I was like, yeah, that was interesting, and I'm like, I want to jump off, and then you said to jump off, so it was very weird that way.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I got chills. I love that. Yes. Does anybody else want to share? Can we bring them on? If anybody on Zoom wants to actually come on and speak, raise your hand. We do have a couple people on Facebook that had seen, so I will go through that. Ada's saying, wait, I want to go back. Sandy saw a red door too. Ada saw a green door. And she said her message was, you are beautiful in all forms. Oh, beautiful.
Carol saw a red door and a vintage chair. She saw a beach. And the message she saw, she didn't say, but she says I do later. So I don't know if that was the message. Sandy loved the exercise. She saw a beach. She asked for energy, and the message was, you already have energy.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yes. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, ladies, for sharing that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm not one to meditate, or I don't mind being guided. It's better for me to be guided than to do it myself. But that was really interesting because I think it just took my mind off everything else because you were guiding. And I guess that's what a guided visualization is. But yeah, I thought it was very interesting.
Or a guided meditation. That's one of the things, like one of the programs that I offer for those that just want to start learning how to really connect is doing, like, you know, I have so many sessions and I guide them through those meditations because all of our answers are within us. And some people are not always the best at quieting their mind, and that's okay because I used to be the same exact way. But the more I started doing it, then there's days of I still struggle, but that's the reason why, like I say, you see those thoughts, imagine them clouds floating by, because if we can just take those thoughts, they'll still be there, but just let them go by so we can come back to our bodies. So beautiful. Thank you so much, ladies. It was an honor to do that exercise with you. I absolutely love doing that.
Yeah. Awesome.
So does anybody have any questions?
Let me just check and see. Facebook's a little delayed, so see if any questions come through. We have a lot of thank yous coming through.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
And some hearts. So that's good. Carol said she can feel her energy through her body.
Beautiful.
Yeah. You have a great voice for this as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I felt very relaxed. So, and I don't particularly have any questions. Now, do you normally do this? Like, is this what you do when you're in a session with somebody, with a client?
Yes. Yeah. So there's multiple things that I do. So I will take them through this, especially if they are feeling stuck. My whole purpose as an empowerment coach is I believe in my heart, without a shadow of a doubt, we are our own gurus. I use that word guru, but we have been so conditioned to look outside of ourselves for the answers, and even going to other people to help us. But as not only a coach, but a visual guide, guiding people back home, it was shown to me that I'm supposed to guide people back to their heart, because that's where all their answers are. That you won't need to look outside of yourself for those answers, because they're all within you. Now, there's people like Renee and there's people like me that, yes, we're coaches, but our job is to guide you to your answers, not to give you the answers, but to guide you. And like Renee, that's the reason why, like, you work with, the nutritional piece, but you still ask your clients to listen to their bodies, right? It's almost the same thing. So yes, I do these visualizations because messages come in. Now, another thing that I do with my clients is I always meditate over them before I meet with them to receive any messages that they need to hear that is for their highest good, and to guide me so I can be of best service to my clients, because that's what it's about. It's about being in service to others to help them. And yeah, I've had some really, bizarre things come through. They don't make sense to me, but they'll make sense to my clients. So, and then that's just something else that I do for my clients. But yes, I do take them through a visualization when needed.
Awesome. Okay, let me check Facebook again. Carol says she has a question. I truly believe, again, one must feel through your body to feel positive energy. I don't know if that was supposed to be a question, but she said that.
Okay. Yeah. So what does positive energy feel like to you, Carol? That was Carol, right?
Yes, Carol. Yes. So we have to wait for that response, but let's see if there's anything else. Okay, many people now, this is Carol, many people now are very afraid in what is going on. I tell my dear friends to always meditate good feelings and erase.
Yes. Yes. Tell your friends, start imagining the world that they want to live in. Yes, that's beautiful advice, Carol. Beautiful advice to give your friends.
It's interesting. I've been attending a bunch of meetings over the last few weeks, and this keeps coming up in different ways, but it's the same thing of what you've just taught is if everything is within you, you will, I don't know how to say it, but what you think can happen. So you want to think positive thoughts. You want to put positive thoughts out there. You want to put out there what you want to happen. But interesting that I was in a meeting the other day and somebody else had said that I think it was actually just this morning, that she goes out and gives positive thoughts to people on the street, and she gets that back in spades just by doing that, by throwing out positive vibes, positive thoughts to people. So I found that very interesting as well.
Yeah. So if we look at ourselves, we are a beacon of light. Okay. Light creates, dark cannot create. So the dark, the lower states of consciousness, the lower energy needs the light to create for it. So we see a lot of darkness, but see, what I see out in the world is not happening to us, it's happening for us to wake us up, to realize our true power. But we have to stand in our truth. And what does that look like? Right? Everyone's truth is maybe look a little bit different. But when you realize that you are the writer, the main star, the cast director of your own movie, and we can either create horror movies or we can create beautiful movies and then feel it in our body, then what would you choose? I know for me, before I started on this journey 2 years ago, I didn't realize, but I was creating, and I've always been a positive person. I've always believed that you can do anything that you put your mind to doing, but I didn't realize that I was letting my circumstances have me create horror movies. And I realized I was an excellent horror movie maker. So and then that's where I had to step back and I had to look at, okay, what do I want to create? And once I woke up to realize what I was, I hate to say it, but sort of kind of programmed to do, you know, from our emotions and our experiences, then I chose a different path. And that's how I ended up where I am now, because I knew that what happened to me 2 years ago happened for a bigger reason than anybody could even explain. I didn't know what it was, but now I know. After what we've all experienced in the last year, it was to bring me to this place to help humanity come back home and start creating the life that they desire and deserve and want, all through working with the body, the mind, and the spirit.
That's awesome.
Does that make sense?
It does, absolutely.
Okay.
And Carol said that positive energy to me is good thoughts.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So when you believe those thoughts and you believe them, believing is so powerful, because believing allows you to feel something before it has even happened.
Yep. And she said, good thoughts getting in your heart. People are important to you. Also, always have a smile. No matter how you feel, erase it. Think love. Think what you can do to help others. I think I am very fortunate that my energy is so strong. The divine power is great. That was Carol again.
You're a light worker. She's a light worker.
Is she?
Mm-hmm. She's a light worker. Did you know that, Carol?
Yeah. I'll see if she answers. And then
okay.
Ada says, I am an art teacher and I have a wonderful platform to help students. Oh, that's nice.
Yes, because creativity is so important. Like, I don't know, because are all your fabulous over 40s, are they in Canada or are they all over the place?
They're all over. They're all over.
So I know this because I'm in the States. I have seen how they have taken a lot of creativity out of school. And that creativity piece is so important, because that's how we create the world we want to live in. So if we don't stay in touch with that creativity, then we can easily start creating stuff that we didn't mean to create based on other things that maybe we're taught. So thank you so much for being a teacher and art teacher and keeping that creativity alive in your students. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So Ada says, I'm 52 and my school loves art. So that's good. That's good.
That's beautiful.
I think,
That's beautiful.
yeah. And Carol said, okay, I think she answered your questions. No, but I know that creativity is important.
Yes, but Carol, I mean, honestly, all of us here, probably each and every one of us, if we are in that age range of in our 50s, I don't know, some of you maybe in your 40s, we are here for this time. We have this light. What we don't remember is saying, okay, I volunteer to come down here to help humanity. So keep on shining your beautiful light, because it helps raise the vibration. It helps other people remember who they are. It takes time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think when you're around people like that, it's contagious as well, which is great.
Yes. That's why it's so important to be around like-minded people, right?
Yeah. And then Ada says, we are all born creative beings.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You are so spot on there. So the question is, what do we want to create?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I want to create heaven on earth, which is peace and love and unity. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I see.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you see, Renee? What do you want to see?
See similar, the same thing. I don't want to see everything that's going on in the world right now. You know what I mean? I don't want to see the people running and, scared and all that. It's sad. So, I just want to see a place where we all get along.
Yeah.
And it's just.
Yeah. And we can get there. We can get there. We just have to stand in our truth and keep on creating and imagining that and feeling that. Because remember, if we feel it within us, we project that out because of your quantum field. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Has anyone ever heard that before? Have you ever heard that? We all think we're humans, and then we have this soul that goes off to wherever when we leave our body. But we're actually more spirit, and we're here to have a human experience. It's the total opposite. And when we can surrender into that, then we truly are surrendering into our divinity and our purpose.
Interesting. Yeah.
So now that's my perspective. Y'all may have a different perspective, but that is what has been shown to me. I'm not trying to project my truth, but that is what has been shown to me. So
awesome. Awesome. We have some yeses, and Carol says she's 69 and she continues to encourage many people to feel great. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Good for you. It's never too late to feel great. Doesn't matter your age. Age is just a number.
Yep, exactly.
I think the older we get, the wiser we get. The better.
For sure.
Yes, and I think the young people need our wisdom.
Yeah.
Especially those of us that are doing the work, right?
I know myself personally, I've become more, and complacent isn't the right word, but more calm, I guess, is probably the better word, that I let things roll off with me a lot easier now than I did when I was in my 20s and 30s. Super stressed, and even 40s, I was, still kind of tense and but it's not worth it. It's not worth the energy, the negative energy. I think it makes you sick, and you get stressed out, and stress is just such a bad thing.
Yeah. Overall. And so is fear. You have a door of fear, and you open that door of fear, and you see, what do you see? You see anxiety, you see depression, that fear is that first thing. You see separation. It's not like I tell people, don't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. You haven't even finished today. So,
Yep.
so what do you want for today? What do you want to see for your future? I'm not saying don't have goals. Goals are important. We have to have goals.
Yep, for sure. Awesome.
So, does anybody else have anything?
I don't see anything else. Carol says, ladies, very amazing. Ada, 69 is the magic number. That's my birth year and it shows up everywhere. Ada, that's my birth year as well. So
well, 69 is not my birth year, 70 is, so close. But I always see 10, 13. Those are the numbers I always see.
10, 13.
Which are also is also my birthday.
Oh, okay.
But whenever I look at the clock, it seems to be 10, 13.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, no questions are coming through. Sandy says, love, thank you. Ada says, not a Woodstock baby with the LOL.
That's cute. That's cute.
Awesome. Right. Okay, well, if there are no other questions, I mean, feel free to chime in. But I want to be cognizant of everybody's time as well. But I do want to thank you, Janine, for coming in and doing that visualization and giving us a little chat. That was a great session tonight. And thank you, everybody, for joining tonight and taking time out of your busy day. And I will post some things in the chat. If you want to come to any future events, I will put my link to all my events that I have listed. But if you're in the Facebook group already, you'll see them because we're live. If you're coming on through Zoom, you can register again. That's good too. So I have them every other week. So the next one will be coming up in 2 weeks. And yeah.
So I did want to mention, if anyone is interested, I am offering a free soul session to anyone that is interested. Renee, I don't know how you want to handle that.
So what we can do, if you want, you can put anything in the chat in Zoom right now, and I can also put it. You can put it in the chat under the live as well.
Okay.
And but also, what I'm going to do is anybody who has registered for this event, you can send an email to them tomorrow or whenever.
Oh, okay.
With your information as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, and the soul session is it will just be, basically another guided, but whatever it is, any other message that you need or connection you need to make.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That would be great.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Let's see what else. Carol says, my wish is to gather all people that are scared and speak to them and tell them how wonderful this world it really is.
Yeah.
And Ada says, thank you so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. My pleasure. Thank you so much for the opportunity to come and guide you all on this journey.
Yeah, thank you so much again. Thanks everyone for joining, and I will, we can end a few minutes early tonight. And for those of you on the Zoom, you can get an email tomorrow if you want to see this again. And yeah, so thanks everyone and have a great night. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night.